Hello and welcome. I'm Christine Weiser. I'm the content director for Tech and Learning, and we're here today to talk about AI assistants. And specifically, we're going to be diving into PowerSchool's AI Power Buddy. So, at Tech and Learning, we've heard a lot about these AI assistants and how they're really transforming education, helping teachers create quizzes so they can spend more time with their students, personalizing the learning journey for students, district level, really helping administrators access and interpret data with their key stakeholders. Parents can use this tool for reliable connection with their child's teacher in school, and a whole lot more. But I have an expert on with me today, so let's jump in. I'm talking with Shivani Stumpf. She is the Chief Product Officer at PowerSchool, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about their new I think it came out in 2024, AI Assistants, which is being used in more than 600 school organizations. So Shivani, welcome.
Thank you, Christine. Excited to be here.
Thank you. So let's just start with an overview for those folks who might not be as familiar with Power Buddy. So maybe just kind of a general overview of Power Buddy, please.
Sure. So Power Buddy is education and K-12's first AI assistant for every stakeholder in education, for a student, parent, educator, special education services, administrators, counselors. It provides AI assistance relevant to the persona, leveraging, of course, a secure data and context from the applications that PowerSchool has. Power Buddy is currently deployed within over 600 education agencies, reaching about 5 million students, and leveraging our responsible AI principles to make sure that we're providing the safest and most secure personalized experience to every stakeholder to support the education for 1.4 billion students across the world.
Amazing. So let's look under the hood a little bit, if you don't mind. So can you talk a little bit more about how it's increasing efficiency, and also maybe a little bit about what makes it unique and compared to some of the other AI assistants out there?
Sure. So in terms of just sharing some of the numbers, with some of the efficacy studies that we've done and some of the self-reported statistics that we've received from education agencies globally, we've had 98% of teachers save time on lesson creation, reported by one of our education agencies. 50% of teachers have saved, more than 20 minutes per lesson or assessment. We've also seen from some of we ourselves use some of the same tools internally. For example, generating our own assessment item banks. We've had an 115% increase in efficiency as a result of using AI tools. Districts have reported that it takes them 2/3 less time to create assessment items. And then some of our districts have seen cost savings of over $100,000 leveraging some of the data insights from Power Buddy. So definitely we're seeing really, really promising outcomes from our customers. What makes Power Buddy unique? I would say the most important and probably the number one thing that makes Power Buddy unique is the fact that it is baked into the PowerSchool products. That allows us to do a number of different things. Number one, it allows us to bring AI to our customers' data and not require them to push their data to a third-party standalone product, which causes security concerns and data efficiency and redundancy concerns. So first off, we bring AI to the data, which is very unique. Second, because Power Buddy is baked into our learning management system, our assessment platform, our college and career readiness platform, our student information system, our data and analytics products, it is contextual and personalized. What I mean by that is the teacher or the student or the parent, when they're interacting with Power Buddy, they don't need to necessarily tell Power Buddy who they are, what the grade level is, what the context is. Power Buddy understands all of that context and is able to provide personalized, relevant insights. So for example, when a student is working on an assignment, if they get stuck on that assignment topic, Power Buddy knows exactly the topic of the assignment, the readability level of the student, what grade they're in, and has all of that data and can formulate responses based on that specific context. That doesn't have to be re-communicated or conveyed to Power Buddy. If a parent securely within our platform wants to understand did John submit his assignment yesterday? They can just simply ask that natural language question, and PowerBuddy knows in this context who John is, assuming that John is the child of the parent, right? So all of that context and personalization is baked in. So we're able to provide a plug and play turnkey solution, regardless if the student is in one application or the other, or parent is in one application or the other. It's a turnkey experience leveraging our secure data platform and our 6 responsible guiding AI principles.
That's amazing. The time saving statistics you rattled off there, oh my gosh, that's incredible. And the cost savings and the streamlined data, that's so hugely important. You talked a little bit about the responsible use of AI, and of course, that is still some concerns from folks in K-12. Curious what PowerSchool's, how you address some of these concerns.
Yeah, great question, Christine. I would say, we've had a lot of traction, as you can see, with 600 customers leveraging PowerBuddy. The number one reason why when we ask our customers, why did you choose PowerBuddy? The number one reason is because of the way we've crafted and deployed our responsible AI principles in our products. So specifically within the product, PowerBuddy will not let the student go off topic. If the student, is, like I said, working on the assignment and they ask a question about, what is the best pizza joint or the party school university that I should choose, PowerBuddy will tell the student that we need to come back on track and keep them focused on topic. And so there's so many guardrails like that we've actually built into the platform. So let me just tell you about some of them. Number one is human-centered. So by its very nature, we believe that education will always have a significant human element, and technology augments what people do. It does not replace them. And that's how we've built PowerBuddy. Second is fairness and bias resistance. So, AI hallucinates, it can give you wrong responses. So there's a lot of work that we've done in order to make sure that the responses PowerBuddy provides has high degrees of accuracy. And the other thing that our districts really appreciate is putting it within the guardrails of the district control. So all of the responses that PowerBuddy provides are aligned to district standards, unlike an answer that you might receive from any of the other products that are not geared specifically towards education and K-12. Third, that's extremely important in this space is data governance, privacy, and security. So if a user inadvertently, this could be a teacher, a parent, a student, inadvertently gives PowerBuddy some PII, personally identifiable information, PowerBuddy actually will reject that information and will log an alert with the school district. So because that might be a training opportunity. Conversely, we also have content safety controls built within PowerBuddy. So if the user, let's say in this example, we have a student, and unfortunately, I think we're hearing a lot about this in the media, where sometimes, because AI can be so human-like, students cannot discern the difference between actually talking to a human counselor versus AI. So if the student indicates anything along the lines of violence, self-harm, sexual content, any of those types of concerning topics, we have district controls baked in where we send alerts immediately to the school district, so somebody can intervene, the right people can intervene and make sure that they provide the student the right kind of help. And last but not least, there's other district controls that we've baked in so that the district has complete control over who's accessing AI, if they want to turn it on for certain grade levels or certain staff members or certain subgroups of population. They can do that, and they can pilot it and roll it out in a consistent fashion, which I think is really different between how PowerSchool is doing this versus some of the free tools that anybody, whether it's a student or a staff member, an educator, can get their hands on and start using it, and it may not actually be safe and secure that aligns with the district policies. So these are just some of the controls that we baked in addition to transparency and user control, digital equity and accessibility. So making sure that, regardless of the disabilities or abilities a user may have, they're able to leverage all of our AI, multimodality, text to speech, speech to text, and then, of course, ethical use of data.
Got a lot covered there. That's that's amazing. You mentioned a couple of free products that are out there. There's a lot of noise out there in the AI world. For our readers, any advice to as they're vetting AI tools like PowerBuddy as to what questions should they be asking to make sure that they're putting tools in place that are really safe for their students and communities?
Yes. So there's a lot of work that PowerSchool has done because we believe we have, a social responsibility and obligation to the K-12 community in terms of making sure that everybody is responsibly using AI, whether that's our AI products or another product. So if you go to our website, we've actually published an evaluation questionnaire for questions that districts should be asking while evaluating AI products. So we have 6 really comprehensive sections outlined around data privacy and security, model performance and accuracy. Like I said, AI hallucinates, there's bias. And so making sure that when districts are evaluating, they understand these implications. Sometimes AI can be a little bit of a black box. So, when the AI is making recommendations, when PowerBuddy is making recommendations about, for example, college and career recommendations based on the strengths, interests, GPA, test scores, et cetera, of a student, explaining very clearly to the students and the counselors in terms of why it's making the recommendations that it's making or why it's taking the actions that it's taking. So making sure that it's not a black box and then allowing the users to actually provide feedback back to AI in a very transparent way possible. Then 5th is scalability and sustainability. Unfortunately, right now, as you mentioned, there are a lot of free tools out in the market and there's lots of AI vendors. I'm sure this creates a lot of confusion for districts when they're evaluating different tools, especially when budgets are tight. One of the big concerns, and unfortunately we've seen this, with even in California, one of the largest school districts, relying on some of these, unproven vendors who may not have the right K-12 experience. And what happens when, either they run out of business or they don't understand the FERPA and other regulations in K-12 and compliance regulations, what happens in those cases. So making sure that as they're making these decisions, they're choosing technology that's scalable and sustainable. And last but not least is interoperability and training. It is very important that all of this AI, both for students, staff, and parents, comes with training and making sure that we're leveraging the right standards of interoperability as well. So there's an entire questionnaire on the PowerSchool website, and then we partner with several organizations as well to impart our learnings, guidance, what we're seeing, and especially being in the K-12 space for the last 25 years. We have lots of experience, especially with compliance, data governance, and security.
Thank you. That is a lot of great information, Shivani. I appreciate your time today. I appreciate PowerSchool's attention to detail. I mean, you're checking out so many boxes that data governance, interoperability, so many of these things that are really crucial for a powerful AI tool. So thank you so much for your time today and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Christine.